The summer season has returned to this great land, and we anticipate record temperatures and possibly an extreme wildfire season. This, of course, stresses out wildlife, and that may include the ever-elusive Sasquatch. Whatever the case, you need to be mindful of your time outdoors. Welcome to this edition of Monster of the Woods, the Sasquatch in British Columbia, Canada. Are you ready? Let's go! On the road, passing through small little communities like this one, heading from Merritt towards Spence's Bridge. Something I have mentioned before. You would be hard-pressed to find locals that say, "I've seen a Sasquatch," or "I believe in Sasquatch." The facts are, people simply don't believe. Quite a few families up here are hunter-gatherers. They've spent a lot of time in the backcountry, hunting, fishing. For years, they've never seen a Sasquatch, and they are quite dismissive of the subject. Now, some believe, and that's a minority, but some of those people believe in conspiracies of all kinds, and then there are those that believe aliens and Sasquatch are one and the same. One and the same. Over the years, there have been many sightings of Sasquatch, claimed sightings, alleged sightings, made primarily by people passing along, driving on Highway 8. As for the locals, they don't have a lot to say. Now, conspiracy enthusiasts would say, they just don't want you to know. But that's not true. We will never tell you the specific locations because much of it is on private land, our First Nations territory, which is kind of one and the same. No one wants your footprints on their land. Not so long ago, a lot of Highway 8 was destroyed by a weather event. Flash floods on the river, destroying property, people lost their homes and were displaced. They're just getting back to normal, if you want to call it that. We have received many testimonials from people that claim seeing Sasquatch here, but from a distance. And what you see in the distance is not always as it seems. And your imagination plays a great role in what you perceive to be a Sasquatch. Still, when you're on this road, stop. Get your binoculars out and scan the area. That's what we do. For any intelligent creature that wants to remain hidden, all they have to do is stay very still. You would have to have a keen sense of observation to see them. Like here. Would you see a Sasquatch? Maybe. But likely not. This territory, this landscape, is breathtaking. We know there's creatures out there, most familiar to us. The one, most elusive, mythical, legendary, the Sasquatch, could be on the other side of that hill, or right in front of us. That is a beautiful mystery. Something I've said before. It's all about the mystery. In this perfect setting that is British Columbia's desert-like landscape. A few months back, we got an email from a group of people that went looking for the Sasquatch up in this area. They believe they saw the Sasquatch on the night of a full moon. So, of course, we had to check it out. And this is that location. Disappointing to us when we learned not only were they under the influence of mushrooms, camping out right here, which, by the way, is not a campground, and the area is full of rattlesnakes. But we don't believe they saw a Sasquatch. We believe they saw a tree swaying in the wind, as it was a little windy that night. It is painfully obvious getting a picture of a Sasquatch is incredibly difficult, if you can get one at all. So sometimes you have to settle for something more mundane. Sorry, fella. Like this, who's thinking, take your pictures and beat it. In this setting, there. Think about it. What could be out there? Well, we know there's many types of species that inhabit this area. But the Sasquatch? In our opinion, the coastal rainforest is far more conducive to a creature like the Sasquatch. There's more food, easier to hide, lush green, but that's being compromised. Here is another location where an alleged sighting took place. Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. On the right, a Canadian Forces base where they test and tune and train. On the left, Crown land, or perhaps private land, I'm not sure. Here in 2021, an elderly couple claimed to have seen two Sasquatch. In the late afternoon, they were hiking, or walking on this path, when up ahead, crossing from the right to the left, were two large Sasquatch. Meeting with them was interesting, because they seemed down to earth and realistic. They never really believed in Sasquatch, which is often the case, and they said it was definitely not people in costumes. So precisely what happened that day, we will never really know. And this time, the story gets more interesting. Because as they walked back, they heard the creatures howl so loud they began to get a ringing in their ears. That's how loud it was, they claim. They have never been back here. So what do you make of this? A secret military operation? We don't think so. It's a fascinating story, and we believe they are being truthful. This is the Chilliwack River. To be completely frank with you, one never knows when somebody is telling the truth about Sasquatch. For instance, here is a park in Surrey, British Columbia, where some claim a Sasquatch lives. It's just a few acres. And my friends, the story is absurd. There is no Sasquatch in this park. But you must keep an open mind. Not everyone is lying. Now some levity. In Courtenay, British Columbia, one of our favorite places to stop when we're on Vancouver Island is the one and only Bigfoot Donut. That's right. Check it out. There you have it, Bigfoot Donuts located in Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada. The mystery of the Sasquatch continues, with sightings made all over the world it seems. Many of the sightings are just wishful thinking. Some encounters could be real. It's imperative to keep an open mind, but not be gullible. If you think you have seen a Sasquatch, we definitely want to hear from you. Your privacy, guaranteed. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Monster of the Woods. Until next time, eyes open, cameras ready. Over and out.